Welcome to Bald Guy DIY. In this video, we're cooking up pie. Raspberry Pi. We're turning it into a print server for our 3D printer. The Raspberry Pi is an incredible microcomputer, and for only $50, it really can serve as the brain for countless other projects. Someone dreamed up the idea of taking an Octoprint 3D printer server and putting it on the Raspberry Pi. They created a version of the operating system called Octopi, and with just a few simple steps, you can turn it into the brain for your 3D printer and detach from the laptop or computer that you're using to control it now. Let's get started. The first thing I did was print a case for the Raspberry Pi. I used one that I found on Thingiverse, which is nice and low profile because I'm going to mount the enclosure underneath the plate of my printer. That being done, I'm going to download the software that I need in order to flash the operating system onto the SD card for the Raspberry Pi. First stop is a software called Etcher, and that's what copies the software to the SD card. Then I'm also going to go and download Octopi, just found from octoprint.org, and this is the operating system that has Octoprint on it. As you can see, there's instructions on how to install it. I'm going to show you now how we do that. After saving those two files, we're going to extract them so that the image file inside will be usable. And then I'm going to install the Etcher software. And with Etcher loaded, you select the image from the Octopi folder, choose your destination, your SD card, make sure you insert it if you haven't yet, and click start. It'll take a few minutes to copy that image to the SD card. You'll see that when it's finished, it will pop up a folder telling you that the contents of the drive cannot be read. That's completely normal, and that is something that you can ignore because the directory that we need will be accessible. I'm going to open up the folder, and you need to edit the Octopi WPA supplicant file, and you need to go in and add your username and password, and then delete the hash marks so that you can make that part of the code active. That's done. I'm now going to insert the SD card into the Raspberry Pi and then fit it into the enclosure that I just printed. And with it all in place, you can see that indeed it does look like all the holes line up, and it's a perfect little case for your project. Last thing to do is just to plug in the power cable. It's a little micro USB, so then the other end will plug into a USB power adapter. That done, and the Raspberry Pi powered up, we need to log into the router, find out what IP address the Raspberry Pi has been given. You can see on my particular unit, it's been given this address ending in 33. Now you go to a web browser, enter that address, and the Raspberry Pi interface will load. Here's the setup wizard. You simply go through each of the tabs. Here is a username and password. All the recommended settings are in blue, so it makes it really easy. And then you add your actual printer information in, build height, size for your platform. I have a dual extruder machine, so I enter that. When I get to the interface, it tells me there's a new update, so I'm going to do that right away. One of the great things about Octoprint and Octopi is that the updates are readily available. It just notifies you, you just click update, and it goes through really nice and easy. I've never had a problem with any of them. When it's done, it asks you to reload the web interface. You can click on reload now. I plugged in my 3D printer and the webcam into the USB ports, and you can see that the webcam is showing upside down and backwards. So we're going to go into the webcam settings and simply flip it horizontally and vertically, and now it'll work properly. You can see also that there's options here, many options to configure it and make it look like you want. So you can go in, change the name on the bar. Of course, I use Bald Guy DIY, and then you can go through the settings and see what you need. Plugin manager is incredible. There are so many add-ons and little features, and you can just see some of the ones that I've chosen here at the bottom, but it really just is feature rich, has many things for you to add on, customize the way that the machine operates and the look and feel of the interface. One of my favorite plugins is the custom background, which changes the temperature graph picture of the octopus into whatever you choose. So you simply upload a JPEG file that you want, go in there and adjust the settings, and there you go. I now have my logo as the background for the temperature graph. Another another plugin that I really like using is called Themify. You can go in and change the color scheme of the whole interface, and I love the Cyborg one, which gives you a nice dark theme but keeps the color that you chose for your banner. Let's give it a test print. I like to preset the targets for the bed and the extruder, and then once they've come up to temperature, you just click print and off it goes to the races. So now you see how easy it is to take a few things that are readily available for hardly any money, put them all together into a nice little package, and use that as a controller for your 3D printer. In the next video, I'm going to show you the last step of the whole process, which is hacking the power supply of my 3D printer to power this Raspberry Pi, as well as some lighting for the enclosure. Stay tuned, that'll be next week's project. If you like the videos we're making, please consider subscribing and ring the bell to be notified of future videos that we post. It really helps the creator when you get behind us and show us that you like the things that we're making. Comment below, let us know if you would try this project for yourself or any other ideas you'd like to see us tackle. And until next time, in your DIY projects, don't be afraid to be balder.